Hi there and welcome to another talk through video from me, the History Tutor, and this time we're revising Edexcel iGCSE topic of the Cold War superpower relations, and we're going to be looking at containment in the Far East. So that's things like the Sino-Soviet Pact, Korea, Vietnam, revising those things in detail. Use this video in combination with my revision guide to practice your skills and learn your knowledge. Once you revise this, then maybe look for an exam question in my revision guide. There's lots of tutoring videos there to help you with your skills. Now, let's revise the key content. Let's start our story of containment in the East by looking at the containment of Mao's China. So we need to be aware that in 1949, Mao's communists took control of China. They won the civil war and China became communist. The West were unhappy at this and they refused to accept Mao as the Chinese leader, and they supported the Chinese exile government that was based in Taiwan. They also helped Taiwan and Japan after the war by giving them billions of dollars of aid to rebuild after the war. They didn't want communism to spread into these countries. So this was like Marshall aid for the East, trying to stop the spread of communism. We need to be aware there was lots of destruction in Japan, Taiwan, Korea. These have been war zones after the war as well. In fact, Korea had been part of the Japanese Empire and had been taken over by the West and the Russians into zones to help rebuild it after the war. What was the impact of this relationship problem with Mao's China? Well, to Truman in the West, Mao winning in China was defeat of their early containment policies and the Truman Doctrine. This idea of non-democratic and non-free government had spread into China. Mao's government signed a Sino-Soviet Treaty of Friendship with the Russians in 1950, so it seemed like there was an alliance between these two giant communist nations developing and communism could spread more. Well, there's a little bit of bright light for the West, and that was that Russia and China didn't really get on that well. Stalin hadn't given Mao any support really during the Chinese Civil War, and they had some slightly different philosophies in their ideas of communism. So as I said earlier, Korea was also an important area. So this had been divided into North Korea and South Korea as zones. So North Korea had become a little bit more communist, supported by the Chinese and the Russians, and a man called Kim Il-sung took control of the North as a communist. The US supported the anti-communist South and set up a base with 7,500 soldiers in it to protect the South against a potential communist threat from the North. The North, though, was supported by the Chinese, and they were supporting Kim Il-sung in maybe his ambitions to invade the South. Both sides wished to unify the country again, with the North wanting it to be communist, the South wanting to be more friendly to America. So moving on with the causes of the Korean War. By June 1950, Kim acted. He invaded the South and tried to make it communist. The USA were unhappy with this, and they went to United Nations, the peacekeeping body for the world created after the war, to try and solve this. And they wanted to send an army into South Korea to free it from the northern invasion. Luckily for the Americans, the Russians were boycotting the United Nations due to the United Nations not accepting Mao's China, and therefore they couldn't vote against this UN action. Russia would have had a veto vote because they were one of the security members if they were in the United Nations at that time. So what happened in the Korean War? US General MacArthur led the attack. He was actually the leader in the East, helping to secure Japan and look after the East after the war. So he led the forces that pushed back the communists, and they had a quick victory in pushing back the communists. But then the Chinese came into the war, sent their Red Army over the border to attack the UN forces, and a war developed between the Chinese Red Army, North Koreans, and the UN forces. Stalemate eventually developed, and a peace was signed in 1953. There had been a moment of intense tension during the events of the war when MacArthur requested using nuclear weapons against the Chinese. This was rejected and he was sacked. So luckily the tension was very short-lived. So what was the impact of the war? Well, peace was signed in 1953 with Korea remaining split into North and South. This was seen as a somewhat successful manoeuvre for the West because they had reinstated the old borders. Containment had been somewhat a success. They had stopped the spread of communism in Korea. Tension had increased, though, with NATO forces fighting a communist Red Army from China, so there had been a proper war between a Red Army and NATO forces. And of course, there was almost the use of nuclear weapons. So what about Vietnam? Containment in Vietnam is also something we need to consider. So the cause of the Vietnam War were that the communist Viet Minh, led by Ho Chi Minh, were leading a war to free Vietnam from their French imperial overlords after the Second World War. By 1954, the French wanted to abandon Vietnam. It was too expensive. They couldn't continue the fight. But America, fearing the domino effect, fearing that more dominoes were falling to be communist, they went in to try and stop communism in Vietnam. So to stop the crisis in Vietnam, the US hosted a meeting between the USA, the Soviets and other countries to discuss the Vietnamese problem. And they decided that Vietnam should be split into North Vietnam as more communist and South Vietnam supported by the USA. By the 1960s, South Vietnam was under threat from invasion by the North, and over 16,000 military advisors were sent to Vietnam from the USA. However, after the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Johnson, the new president, led a full-scale American involvement in Vietnam, trying to stop the spread of communism in the Far East. This eventually would be a failure, though. Events like the Tet Offensive and eventual defeat by 1973 and then the withdrawal of America by 1975 and the conquering of the whole of Vietnam by the communists showed the failure of this containment policy. So the Vietnam War had a major impact on America and also the Cold War and also America's allies. First, we need to consider all the protests. There was major protests in America and Britain against the tactics being used and the atrocities. So things like dropping napalm, using chemical weapons, tactics like Operation Rolling Thunder to bombard and destroy cities. These are seen as brutal and aggressive. Also, the Vietnam War failed and communism spread throughout Vietnam and started to spread around that area as well. But the end of the Vietnam War did help relations between Russia and America to improve. It helped their détente develop. America was not being as aggressive against communist nations. Also, the USA and the USSR had spent huge amounts of money in the Vietnam War. The Americans obviously directly fighting, the USSR helping nations, and China helping nations with their war effort. So this lack of money also meant a détente. They wanted to spend less on their arms race, less on the Cold War. And as I mentioned already, containment seems to have failed in the Far East. Korea, Vietnam and many other countries were becoming communist. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful and you revised your knowledge. And if you did, then do take a look through my revision guide, see if there's an exam question you can practice on this skill, or move on through my playlist of YouTube videos to help you revise this topic and practice your skills through my tutoring videos. Okay, so do subscribe and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.